Maryam Nawaz, who is the daughter of the former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, officially became the first female Chief Minister of Punjab province in Pakistan on Monday. She secured 220 votes in the Provincial Assembly to win the Chief Minister election. Interestingly, her rival candidate, Rana Aftab Khan from the 𝐒𝐭𝐲𝐬𝐿 Council, did not receive any votes as his party chose to boycott the election. In her speech, Ms. Maryam reached out to the opposition, offering a gesture of goodwill.
तो मैं अल्लाह को गवाह बना के ये बात कहना चाहती हूँ कि मैं अपने मुखालिफिन की, जिन्होंने मुझे जुल्म का निशाना बनाया, इंतकाम का निशाना बनाया, मैं तहे दिल से उनकी शुक्रगुजार हूँ। उसकी वजह यह है कि अगर वो मुझे इम्तहानात से, जिन इम्तहानात से गुज़र कर मैं यहाँ पहुँची हूँ, जिसमें डेथ सेल्स शामिल हैं, जिसमें कैद तन्हाई शामिल है, जिसमें बग़ैर किसी कसूर के कई साल अदालत की राहदारियों में धक्के खाना शामिल है, अपने सामने अपने वालिद को गिरफ्तार होते देखना शामिल है, वालिद की आंखों के सामने अपने आप को गिरफ्तार होते देखना शामिल है, अपनी माँ का गुजर जाना शामिल है। उसमें ये सब तकालीफ के बाद भी मैं ये समझती हूँ कि मेरे मुखालिफिन ने मेरे पे बड़ा एहसान किया, क्योंकि उन्होंने मुझे ऐसी स्ट्रगल से गुजारा है, ऐसी ट्रेनिंग से गुजारा है कि जिसका कोई नेमुल बदल नहीं।
On another note, leaders from Imran Khan's PTI claimed that more than 100,000 candidates in Punjab were unfairly defeated in the general elections held on February 8th. During a press conference, 99 PTI leaders asserted that they had won the polls based on the Form 45s.
अवाम ने जिसको वोट दिया, उस वोट की बेतौकीरी करते हुए फॉर्म 45 के मुताबिक जो हमारे MPs, MLAs जीते फॉर्म 47 में, उनको हरा दिया गया। एक लाख से ज्यादा हमारे उम्मीदवारों की लीडें थी, जिनको जो डील करके आए हुए थे, उनके हक में फैसला देकर उनको सिलेक्ट किया गया।
In Sindh, PPP leader Syed Murad Ali Shah was elected as the Sindh Chief Minister for the third consecutive time. He has been in this position since 2016. During the recent election, which was overseen by Sindh Assembly Speaker, a total of 148 votes were cast. Murad secured 112 votes, while his rival Ali Khurshidi from MQMP received 36 votes. Lawmakers from Jamaat-e-Islami and the 𝐒𝐭𝐲𝐬𝐿 Council, which now houses PTI-backed independents from the February 8th polls, chose not to participate in the voting process. In his speech, Mr. Murad highlighted terrorism as a significant issue in the country and emphasized the need to review operations against criminal gangs in riverine areas.
Law and order से related एक और बहुत बड़ा issue जिसके लिए मैं कहता हूँ कि तकरीबन हर इस सूबे का हर शख्स किसी न किसी तरह से अफेक्ट है, वो है जो ड्रग अब्यूज़ या ड्रग एडिक्शन हो गई है। इन पे ख़ास तवज्जो होगी। तो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर ऑब्वियसली प्राइम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है और हमने उस पे ख़ास तवज्जो देनी है।
In a tragic turn of events, Aaron Bushnell, a 25-year-old US Air Force member, succumbed to his injuries after setting himself ablaze outside the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. Bushnell's act was a protest against what he described as complicity in genocide against Palestinians. In related developments, the toll of the conflict in Gaza continues to escalate. Reports reveal that Israeli attacks since October 7th have killed at least 29,782 individuals, with a staggering 70,043 wounded. Despite humanitarian efforts, the Palestine Red Crescent Society faced challenges evacuating Al-Amal Hospital. Israeli forces obstructed a UN-coordinated convoy for about 7 hours, leading to concerns about the well-being of patients and interference with humanitarian aid. The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees reported a significant shortfall in aid delivery to Gaza in February. Only 50% of the aid delivered in January reached Gaza due to security constraints and closures at the Rafah and Karem Abu Salem crossings. Intense fighting has also put UNRWA shelters at risk, killing 158 UNRWA staff in the Gaza war so far. The conflict's ripple effects extend beyond Gaza, with Israeli forces continuing arrests in the occupied West Bank. The Palestinian Palestinian Prisoners Society reports the arrest of 30 individuals, including 2 women, bringing the total since October 7th to a staggering 7,255. Despite a one-month deadline set by the International Court of Justice to ensure humanitarian aid and basic services in Gaza, Amnesty International accuses Israel of failing to take the necessary steps. Amnesty International's 𝐒𝐵A Moraif criticizes Israel for creating a humanitarian crisis and displaying indifference to the imminent risk of genocide faced by the Palestinian population in Gaza. As the ICJ hearing concludes, powerful arguments have been presented, particularly by the African Union and the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Lawyers from these organizations argue that Israel's occupation is illegal, violating international law and impeding Palestinians' right to self-determination. The focus is on Israel's settlement policy in the occupied West Bank, aiming to establish its illegality and calling for Israel's withdrawal from the occupied territories. In a recent YouTube video, Maria Pevchik, an ally of Russian opposition politician Alexei Navalny, revealed that Navalny was on the verge of being released in a prisoner exchange before his unexpected death. Pevchik claimed the swap would involve Navalny and 2 unnamed US nationals in exchange for Russian Federal Security Service, FSB, assassin Vadim Krasikov, currently serving time in Germany. Navalny, a vocal critic of Russian President Vladimir Putin, passed away at 47 in an Arctic penal colony while serving a 19-year sentence on extremism charges. Pevchik stated that Navalny could have been released as part of the exchange, emphasizing it was not a mere figure of speech. The proposed swap involved offering Putin the exchange of Krasikov, a convicted FSB officer, for Navalny and 2 American citizens. The potential deal reached its final stages on the evening of February 15th, according to Pevchik, who asserted that Navalny's death a day later was a result of Putin's inability to tolerate the prospect of Navalny being free. While Pevchik did not disclose the identities of the US nationals, it aligns with Washington's previous efforts to bring back Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and former US Marine Paul Whelan. German authorities acknowledged awareness of the alleged swap reports but refrained from commenting during a press conference. Krasikov, the Russian hitman implicated in the deal, was sentenced to life in Germany for the 2019 assassination of a Chechen Georgian dissident in Berlin, allegedly orchestrated by Russian intelligence. World leaders, including the US, have placed responsibility for Navalny's death on Putin, leading to sanctions. The Kremlin, however, denies any involvement in Navalny's sudden demise and criticizes allegations lacking proof.